Hello and welcome back to another Premier League prediction. This is game week 8 after a long international break. We are finally back. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I got 5 points, taking me to a total of 35 points. This week, we're going to kick off with Forest versus Chelsea. So Forest, of course, last game week, they continue their awful run. Ange has still not gotten a win under Forest. And honestly, he looks like he's on the verge of getting sacked. As for Chelsea, they surprisingly beat Liverpool, got their goal at the very end through Esteval, and that was with 2 injured center backs. They had to use their almost backup center backs. Overall, it was a decent game from Chelsea. And now here at the City ground, Chelsea do pick up points. They have not lost to Forest in their last 3 encounters, and I'm going to keep that trend going. I think Chelsea's going to win here 3-1. Next up is Sunderland versus Wolves. Sunderland, they had their first bad away game against Manchester United, and I think that was because of the way they set up. They were pressing United instead of staying back and then hitting them on the counter. I just think the manager messed up the game plan. As for Wolves, they had some moments but couldn't get that second goal. I feel like they could have gotten the second goal against Brighton. Now this is at the Stadium of Light, and Sunderland have been good at home, but I think Wolves can get something here. In their last 3 games, they got a win and 2 draws. So they haven't lost in their last 3 games. I think they're going to draw here. That's why I'm going to go for a 1-1. Next up is Burnley versus Leeds, a promotion fight here. Burnley, another disappointing away game. I think they lost to Aston Villa. And as for Leeds, they were actually pretty good against Spurs. They should have gotten something in terms of points, but Spurs got lucky with their goals, 2 deflected goals. But for this matchup, Burnley versus Leeds, the last 2 times they faced at Turf Moor, it has ended in a draw, a low-scoring draw. That's why this time I see another low-scoring draw. Neither of these teams really have goal scorers. I'm going to go for a 0-0. Next up is Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. Crystal Palace, they faced Everton, and they finally lost. They lose their unbeaten record in a stupid way as well, because I think they could have killed the game and taken a point home or even the win, but they just were trying to get that second goal. As for Bournemouth, they had a great performance against Fulham, especially Semenyo. Semenyo is a different beast this season. Now for this matchup at Selhurst Park, it's usually a toss-up against these 2 teams. And in this season, Crystal Palace have been keeping the games pretty low scoring. They've only conceded 2 and scored 3. So I do think it's going to be a low-scoring game here. And I also think the teams are going to split the points. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up is Brighton versus Newcastle. Brighton, they faced Wolves and they got a draw. Not good enough from Brighton. I think overall the whole team it's hit or miss every week. I feel like they do good one week and they do bad the next one. As for Newcastle, I think they have been improving over the time, right, as the season has gone by. They were all over Forest, beat them 2-0 with a beautiful game from Bruno. Now for this matchup at Amex Stadium, Newcastle do struggle. They have not gotten a win in their last 8 encounters, but I think that changes here. I don't think Brighton are that good right now, or they're just flip-flopping. Newcastle have been improving, so I have more faith in Newcastle, but not too much faith. It is going to be another low-scoring game here. 1-0 win to Newcastle. Next up is City versus Everton. Now City, they faced Brentford and we struggled, only beating them by 1 goal, 1-0. And that was due to their low block. We always struggle with low blocks. As for Everton, they were the team to finally beat Crystal Palace. So, they are motivated, right? It had to be right before they were going to face us. But for this matchup, at the Etihad, Everton have not won in 15 years, right? So I don't think Everton's going to win here, but they can get a draw. And they did get a draw last season when they faced here. But I do think City have enough to take the 3 points. I do think it's going to be close though. 2-1 win to City. Next up is Fulham versus Arsenal. Fulham, they lost to Bournemouth and it was pretty devastating in my opinion. They really had nothing going forward for them. And as for Arsenal, easy game for them. Absolutely no worry against West Ham, but honestly expected more in terms of goals. Now here at the Craven Cottage, Fulham have gotten a result their last 2 games they faced. They got in a draw and a win, so they have taken points away from Arsenal. But this time around, I just don't see that happening. Arsenal is just on a great run right now. And also Fulham don't have an out-and-out striker for this game. Where exactly is their outlet against Saliba or Gabriel? Yeah, I just don't see it happening here. I think Fulham can get a goal because they always tend to get a goal. But overall, Arsenal is going to win comfortably 3-1. Next up is Spurs versus Villa. Now Spurs, they beat Leeds, but again, I think their attack is just not quite there, except Kudus. Kudus is the only one that looks good. But in the back, they have improved. They have improved from last season. It isn't bulletproof, but it's still way better than it was before. As for Villa, they have finally woke up. They got 4 wins in a row now, finally picking it up, finally getting themselves some points. And that's in all comps, 4 wins in all comps. Now for this matchup at the Tottenham Stadium, this game does not end in a draw. It has not ended in a draw in their last 13 encounters. So I won't be going for a draw here. Either side wins. Honestly, I'm going to give it to Villa. I do think it's going to be close though. Spurs is one of the worst teams at home. Villa is one of the worst teams away. So I do think it's going to be a tough game for both sides. But I think Villa edge it here. I'm going for a 2-1 win to Villa. Next up is Liverpool versus United, the game of the week, or in terms of views, right? So Liverpool, absolutely shambolic. They have finally ran out of luck. Losing to Chelsea, a deserved loss as well, and that is now 3 losses in a row. As for United, I think that was the first time they looked comfortable in a game. It was against Sunderland, so at home as well, so they should be doing that week in, week out, honestly. And then Sesko gets himself another goal. Now they face at Anfield, and in recent time, or the last 2 times they faced, they drew. But the game before that, Liverpool smacked them 7-0. So honestly, this game can go either way, especially considering the forms of both teams. Now my prediction may be crazy, but simply because this is a big rivalry, right? And this is almost like a chance for United or Amorim to sort of elevate himself, right? Because Slot is at a low. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Maybe crazy, but I'm sending it. And now the last game of the game week, we have West Ham versus Brentford. So West Ham, they faced Arsenal, lost 2-0, really had no chance. Defensively, they're alright, right? Because of Nuno, but Nuno does not have the assets for a counter-attacking system. There's no pace in that team. As for Brentford, they lost, but honestly, they couldn't get on a point. Overall, just a great, solid defensive unit. Now, for this game at the London Stadium, there has not been a draw in their last 5 encounters. This game also sees the worst home team in West Ham in terms of getting points versus the second worst team, the away team. So most likely, this is going to be an awful showing. Now, even though I did say there was no draws in this matchup, I am going for a draw. Reason being is that West Ham can get a goal, right? They're at home. I do see it coming from Bowen, or Bowen being at least involved in the goal. Most likely, he's going to be up top. As for Brentford, they can get a goal as well. They were close to getting a goal against us. I think they'll be able to get a goal against West Ham. So I am going for a 1-1 draw. So those are my predictions for this game week. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace.